All right, people. I'm here with a Raw review. This was the go home show, the Payback, the last Raw before Payback. And before I even get into anything, dealing with the show, the fact that Brock Lesnar was not at this Raw, was not at last week's Raw, and was not defending the belt at the pay per view is just an absolute disgrace to wrestling. I mean, the face of the company's not even there. I mean, what the fuck are they doing, giving him the belt? I mean, you think, oh, we got WrestleMania. You think whoever you gave the belt at WrestleMania would actually be there following, at the following Raws. But no, I mean, just you could have gave the belt to anybody, but you choose to give it to a guy who's not even going to be there. I mean, that is just some retarded ass bullshit right there. So to get this show started off, we have a Jericho, Miz, and Ambrose promo. I mean, it was just all over the place. It seemed like, they kept changing the talk shows between the three people. It started with, I think, Miz TV, then it went to Jericho, or I don't even fucking know. But there was not much accomplished here. I mean, it was just like kind of three guys talking and changing talk shows, and I don't know. It just seemed very random, and it didn't get anything done. I mean, this is a problem. I mean, you got with pay. I know Payback already occurred, and I actually already watched it. But I mean, the thing is, you scheduled a bunch of fucking matches, and you can't build to any of these matches because you got different people on different shows. You got Orton on this show, you got Bray on the other show, you got Jericho on one show, you got Owens on another show. So instead of building up to a pay-per-view, we're just wasting a bunch of fucking time with random ass promos like this one. And then you got Roman Reigns not even there, Braun Strowman. I mean, so you really can't build to any of this show, any of Payback. So in the meantime, you're left doing just random ass segments like this one. Then we have Jeff Hardy defeating Sheamus in just a boring fucking match. I gave it 1 out of 5 stars. It just seemed like a typical fucking match here. I did criticize. I wrote in my notes here. The whole shaking hands thing was getting ridiculous, but I understand why they did it now. Look, one of the times where they actually did something stupid. It looked like it was going to be stupid, but it actually fucking paid off. So one of the only times they actually did something that was actually good, ended up being good. Then we have Gallagher and Austin Aries defeating Perkins and Neville. Just a typical cruiserweight match here. Gave it a 0.5 star out of 5. I mean, I've explained so many times why the cruiserweight division is garbage. Short matches do not equal good matches. Then we have Kalisto. I actually kind of like what they're doing with Braun Strowman and Kalisto. They have a dumpster match. Okay, it's a cool little thing, unique. So it's entertaining. I don't understand though why they have to have Kalisto beat Braun Strowman. Now I know after Braun Strowman kicked his ass and pushed him off the stage in the dumpster, which was cool. But I mean, why the fuck? I mean, it's just totally pointless to do that. I mean, it just takes away from Braun Strowman a little bit. I mean, it's like it's not like fatal to Braun Strowman's further development in this company. It's not like you did something that was that bad. But I mean, because he pretty much ended up demolishing Kalisto. But I mean, it's just totally pointless to have Kalisto win there. I mean, it doesn't serve a purpose at all. I mean, what does that accomplish there? It accomplishes nothing. I mean, it would be better just to have had Braun Strowman beat him and then push him off the stage and everything like that. I mean, instead of it being like 100%, just the annihilation of Kalisto by Braun Strowman, it was more like a 75%, because in the end, I mean, if you look at the score sheet, Kalisto did win. So I mean, it was all right. I put it down as being a decent little match there. I probably would have said it was good, but just the whole way Kalisto won, him winning is just totally pointless. I mean, there was some nice moves in there, and like I like the dumpster match. You know, I always say unique things. You know, do something unique. This was unique. However, I thought it was a big mistake to have Kalisto be the winner of this match. Then we have Dana defeating Alicia Fox. Just a boring, short 2 minute diva match. Totally pointless. 0 out of 5 stars. Then we have Rollins, Enzo, and Finn Balor defeating Joe and Gallows and Anderson. Just a typical 6-man tag match. I mean, these 6-man tag matches are just so basic and they don't serve a purpose at all. So, 0 out of 5 stars. Then we have Bailey and Alexa Bliss cutting a promo. You know, you have Alexa Bliss mocking Bailey for, being a. I mock Bailey for this too. Every time she comes out there, she talks about, oh, my dad took me to these shows, and when I was a kid, I used to come to. I was a big fan. I mean, I just get so sick of it. And Bliss called her out for that, so I thought that was pretty good. Um, and then you have like Sasha Banks coming out, and she's like talking for Bailey. I mean, it's just Bailey seems like such a fucking pussy. I mean, she goes around hugging everybody. She talks about memories of her childhood every motherfucking week, and then when it's time to talk tough during this is what I talk about. If you're a champion, you got to be tough. I mean, you got to appear tough most of the time. I mean, I understand. There's jobbers and there's certain characters and gimmicks where you're a comedy act. You fool around sometimes and shit like that. But I mean, if you're a champion, you better appear tough. I mean, Bailey she goes around talking about how cute her childhood was. She gives hugs to everybody, and then when it's time, like I said, when it's time to talk tough, I mean, Alexa Bliss just hit you with this promo, bashing you, saying basically, calling you a weak motherfucker, calling you out, and it's time for you to respond. Then Sasha Banks comes out and responds for you because you can't yourself because you're not tough enough. I mean, it's just, I just. It's just this is what's wrong with Bailey right here in a nutshell. So I mean the promo was mediocre. I mean it's pathetic seeing this character of Bailey fail. Then we have Alexa Bliss versus Sasha ending in a count out. Just a boring and short match here, just ending in a count out. Alexa Bliss walking away. I mean, it didn't serve a purpose. Just totally pointless. Apollo Crews defeats Hawkins, talking about not serving a purpose and being pointless. I mean, this total waste of time. 0 out of 5 stars. Then we have Miz versus Ambrose and Jericho. Miz is supposed to get a surprise opponent. He appears at the end of the match, and it's Bray Wyatt, and he basically just kills everybody, or not kills, but beats everybody up there. I don't know, just again, kind of random. I mean, you put these. I mean, it's what Miz and Bray Wyatt versus what Ambrose and Jericho. I mean, it was pretty fucking random. Like I said, you're not able to build up to any of these matches because you backed yourself in a corner where you're unable to. You fucked yourselves over where you're unable to build up to the pay-per-view matches. So instead you have this random ass tag match as your main event, which serves no purpose of building up any of the matches on the pay-per-view. Um, I do have to say though, Ambrose and Jericho did have a little funny thing going there backstage and before the match with the whole jacket thing. I kind of thought that was a little bit funny. With Jericho, I thought it was funny. Jericho takes Miz off the list but puts him back on. Um, so yeah, I mean, not much of a main event here though. Regardless of that, not much of a main event. Pretty random, pretty boring. Just a fucking tag match. I mean, I'm not a big fan of tag matches for main events. I mean, it really takes away the spotlight from if you have 4 people in there, 4 people in a fucking match or 6 people, which they have sometimes. I mean, everybody has to get in. Everybody has to share some of the spotlight, and um, it's if you're splitting the spotlight between four people, it's much harder to split the spotlight between four people than it is two. So I mean, and the flow of the match is interrupted because you have to keep tagging in. So I mean, I really think it's harder to have a good tag match than it is a singles match. I mean, the flow of the match is it's just a different environment. So yeah, I did not enjoy that main event there. So there you go, people. There's another Raw review. Like I said, I'm getting caught up on these fucking shows here, and I'm doing my best. I watched Payback. I'll get that review up. Um, and yeah, and then I gotta watch the Raw after Payback. So like I said, my goal was to get caught up by the end of the week. Hopefully, I will do that and get all these fucking reviews up. So I apologize for being late, but that's just the way it is. There are some things that are more important than watching wrestling. Sometimes you fall behind because you actually got to be a productive member of society and do shit that's actually just a little bit more important than watching Monday Night Raw. So I mean, there are things that come ahead of watching. People watch SmackDown. I get so many people telling me to watch SmackDown and watch independent wrestling. It's like I hardly have time to watch WWE as it is. I mean, I have time. It's more of just energy. I mean, it's like you don't want to spend all your motherfucking free time watching this garbage. I mean, I already dedicate hours upon hours of my week to watching this shit, and I don't have too much time to myself. So I mean, it's really a bad addiction. I mean, it's really a costly one too. I mean, I'm spending $10 a month for this network. I mean, how many hundreds of dollars have I poured into this network since it's debuted? Probably a lot, a lot of fucking money. I mean, before you know it, I'll be fucking $1,000. That I've paid to this network. I mean, before you know it. So, but regardless, that's a side issue. I'm not going. Once you get going ranting on this company, it can't stop. So, but there you go, people. There's your Raw review.